Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out the Lumintop GT Nano V6, and this is a compact mini thrower flashlight that packs surprisingly strong performance at a very small size. So according to the specs, it produces 720 lumens and 410 meters of range. Pretty incredible. It's got a CSL NM1 emitter in there, and as you know, you guys, if you've been watching my videos for a while, that produces a ton of throw given a smooth reflector. And this light is powered by dual 10280 lithium ion batteries. These things are tiny. I'll actually take them out later on. In terms of operating the light, it's pretty simple. Just press the switch here on the side to turn on, and it goes to the memory mode, so you can go like low, medium, and high. There's also a turbo mode in there as well. There's a strobe mode in that light as well. There's also a couple of side lights that you can activate, so different flashy blue, red. There's also UV in there as well, but I will demonstrate that more a bit later. So in terms of what you get in the box, it's pretty much everything that you see here, and these are the batteries. I've never seen these before. Tiny 10280, 300 milliamp hour cell. Yeah, they're just, I guess they're little AAA cells, like just a bit shorter. But yeah, these are cool because obviously you can replace them, and a couple of springs there as well. You do get a USB-C charging cable, lanyard, and an instruction manual. That is pretty much it. And the box doesn't even really come with anything written on it. All right, and here's a quick little comparison of the GT Nano next to a few other flashlights that I own. And this is the Wuben E8, which is, you can see the bottom half, it looks kind of similar, feels kind of similar to the GT Nano, but the GT Nano has a normal kind of tube style head there. Okay, but roughly around the same size apart from the head. And then you've got your standard AA cell EDC flashlights like the Ace Beam Pokelit AA over here, and you can see there's just significantly reduced length. Okay, so here's a little close-up of the Lumintop GT Nano, and you've got this aluminium construction, and overall very good machining. There's no nicks or burrs. The anodizing is kind of matte black and has a teeny bit of grip on it. But yeah, overall it feels high quality, durable. It's kind of got this anti-roll design as well. And I think this would be great if you don't mind carrying something a little bit, a little bit larger on your keychain, especially because this does produce a good amount of throw, which we'll test it out later. I think this could be a fantastic little option. And yeah, 67 millimeters long. So the head diameter is 25.6 millimeters, and you've got that IPX8 rating, 2 meter water resistance. And yeah, the light is operated with this metal switch here on the side that also functions as a battery indicator, so you can see that green light just light up. And yeah, you've got built-in USB-C charging as well on the back. Okay, yeah, and it's I do wonder why I've never seen any other manufacturers use these batteries. Probably to reduce costs and overall size of their lights, but can seem really wasteful at times because the light itself and the LEDs still have a long life. I mean, a lot of them can last you probably a lifetime. So here's a little peek under the bezel, and that is the CSL NM1 emitter. Okay, TG, so it's like the white version, and this thing is capable of delivering 720 lumens on the turbo modes, and of course a beam distance of 410 meters, which is pretty unbelievable for a light of this size. I mean, something like this wouldn't have been possible even 10 or so years ago. And you have a glass lens on the front as well, double AR glass. You've got these side lights here, so basically RGB and white lights in there, and you've also got this UV light, 365 nanometer UV. I really like as well that they are using a glass viewing panel on the side. And yeah, quite surprising given most manufacturers will just chuck on a plastic lens in there. So it does feel like this is a light that's meant to be used long term, and yeah, will last. Okay, so a little run through of the UI. So basically, if you just press that switch here on the side, it goes into memory mode. So you can go from low, medium, and high. Double press for turbo and turn off. Now, if you double press this button, you get to these side lighting modes. So you've got that high sort of side lighting mode, which actually uses both of those white LEDs. And then you've got like a low mode there. You've got a flashy blue and red mode, got a constant red, which I'm very happy with because I'm going to be using this one. You've got a flashy red mode on there. You've got a green mode, flashy green. You've got blue and flashy blue, and just cycles back to the beginning again. Now the UV mode I'll show you in just a moment, but you double press just to go turn it off basically from the auxiliary modes, but you just press and hold from off in order to access the UV. So there are a few other modes in here. So triple press will give you a strobe, a hidden strobe mode. Now if you quad press, okay, you just basically can lock the lights, and when you press and hold you get like just the low mode there. Okay, 4 presses to unlock. Now the lights on the side of the flashlight is actually not lit at the moment, but if you press 7 times, you can get it to just glow like that. So if you want to leave it on so that you can find your light around at night, that kind of thing, you can leave it on, but I personally prefer to just turn the thing off. Okay, so this is just a little demonstration of the UV mode. So basically press and hold that switch while it's off in order to activate, and you can see it's charging up the lume on this light pretty easily, and with security marks and stuff on notes, that's working fine. So it's 365 nanometer, and you can also, a bit of plastic there that will show up as well. Yeah, I do find it's always important to check, because sometimes manufacturers will accidentally use a bit of acrylic or something on the front that will actually block the UV. So I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with the Lumintop GT Nano. This is the turbo mode, turbo spot, and you can see here you get about half a minute of runtime before the light steps down, and you're sitting on just under 40% of output. And the second ceiling bounce test I ran here is on the high spot mode, so 450 lumens. You get a minute of runtime before the light steps down to roughly 50% again. Here are some tests that I ran with my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and you can see on the turbo mode, managed to measure 462 meters on switch on, which is pretty incredible. Nearly half a kilometer throw with a little flashlight like this, and even on the high mode, 353 meters is impressive as well. So some considerations if you're thinking about getting the Lumintop GT Nano. So the first one is that there's no pocket clip on this thing, and it is a little larger than a standard keychain flashlight. So yeah, definitely on the upper end of something I'd carry on my keychain. The second consideration is that main beam is very throwy with little spill. Okay, but thankfully you do have these dual white side lights, which are sufficiently bright for working up close and walking. Even that the red LEDs in there are fairly powerful. And yeah, finally, it's just a kind of odd form factor, because given that the bezel was so much larger than the body, I think they should have just made this an 18350 or maybe a 16340 cell flashlight instead, and that way you get the extra capacity, the advantage of the extra capacity batteries in there. Overall, the Lumintop GT Nano V6 is one of the most impressive keychain thrower flashlights out there, and I was surprised at how intense the beam is. Over 400 meters from something of this size is no joke, and the reflector is kind of similar to the one used in the Convoy S8, even the head. So yeah, just a touch shallower though, so it's no wonder this thing can throw a significant distance. And yeah, I really like these auxiliary LEDs on the side too. They make this light useful for up close work when you need it, more floody kind of output, plus those UV red modes extend functionality. And yeah, those of you who've watched my channel for a while would have known that I've reviewed the Vastlight Minima Bow, which is a tiny laser excited phosphor flashlight, 750 meters of range, so it's going to of course outthrow this by a significant margin. But lately I've swapped it out for a floodier keychain flashlight, as I've just found it more practical. But yeah, what do you guys think of the Lumintop GT Nano? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you have questions, let me know below. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, click the like button and share it with someone who might be interested. This helps me to get my channel out to more people. And if you want to see more flashlight reviews and keep up to date with the latest flashlight news, make sure you subscribe. Lumintop GT Nano V6, and this is the low mode, the main NM1 emitter, and let's ramp up medium. Reaching all the way down this dark path very easily. High is that little water tank there. And even on that high mode, it's pretty impressive. Double press for turbo. Alright. Go for a little walk. Now we'll use the auxiliary LEDs, the white auxiliary LEDs. Okay, it's kind of difficult to see here on camera. I'll bump up the ISO just a little bit and I'll go for a quick walk. Yeah, definitely the green mode tends to be the brightest on, or perceived the brightest anyway. And just again, go through the low, medium, high. Yeah. Super impressive that this is, this beam is coming out from the side. Such a small light, it's incredible. Great thrower, great for spotting something from, maybe you just want to see what's underneath that tree, down at the end, that kind of thing. And surprisingly, there is a good amount of flood. Yeah, I mean, it starts a good while ahead of me, but yeah. If I go on maybe like the low mode, yeah, there's not really enough flood there to see what's going on, but the medium mode, you should be good as a general walking light.